Okay, we have the winged caged elephant with lights on it. Let's go. Is when you first come in to the space, of course we have like our little sandals and things over here, but this is what has allowed us to be a lot more like streamlined and a lot more smooth, is having our little orientation video on these little iPads here. So, or they're not iPads, but tablets. Sounds cooler. But yeah, when you come in for the first time, or if you're bringing somebody in to float for the first time, you actually watch like a little video, which funny enough, maybe me and maybe JP in it as well. But it just kind of covers all the basics of it too. So even though you can watch some of these videos and see the tour and see the space beforehand, this will be something that actually breaks down things in more detail right before you get in, so you're not gonna have to worry about anything. Maybe one day we'll go into how we unconsciously design this like an actual spaceship, and having like, what's that called? The little in between the spaceship and space, that little unit.
Oh, it were like seals.
Compresses it into whatever. This is like the little hallway that has our vanity area, washroom, and it's between the lobby and then also the float hallway, which also has another glass door in between. So it's kind of like the little intermediary, fancy word for today. You can see our winged elephant in the mirror here when JP looks at it. There's our little vanity area. We actually have another little Dyson blow dryer. It's gonna be set up, which is gonna be pretty cool. But for the most part, this is where the ladies and gents.
This is where the makeup gets done and the hair gets did.
So good. This is right here is going to be our little hallway. So we usually have this door closed, but for the sake of ease for all of our little recording, we're going to just do our thing here. But when you look down this hallway, this is going to be all 6 rooms. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That answers your question about how many rooms that we have. But that's also what we kind of built into this little back hallway that has everything a little soundproof. So from the front lobby to that little area we just showed you, this is completely cut off from the rest of the space in the building, just to make sure that soundproofing is real.
Don't worry
Let's
about
go
it.
into a room, please.
Cool.
So when you walk in, this is what's happening. So like right here when you come in is like your little change area. You'll see, we'll show you little things in the back where you can hang your clothes. And then we have our little towel rack over here, and then a little shower area. One of the biggest things that we were trying to incorporate, as you see in kind of the front lobby and everything like that, is you have big like 15, 20 foot ceilings in the lobby. When you come through the hallway, there's still like 10 to 12 foot ceilings. How tall are they? 10 to 12? I think they're 10 foot ceilings. And then you come into here and we still try to keep it 8 or 9 feet, but then also have a 0 entry shower. Because when we're asking people, this kind of will go into more detail when we're talking about claustrophobia. But a big part of claustrophobia is like not putting people into smaller and smaller and smaller spaces, because we're already asking you to get into like a big tank. So we didn't want to put you in like a shower area where you have to close another door. It's all really just personal preference, and I mean, it's not the end of the world. But for us, we wanted to make sure that things were as easy to actually get into as possible. This is what the float rooms look like. So one of the biggest things is like when people worry about anything, it usually has to do with getting into like a small tank or the small space. You can see that it's just not an issue here. And even when you're in person, it's even less of a problem. And it's even less of a problem when you actually just float for the first time. So another thing I'm trying to say in a more simple way is a lot of your questions and concerns and worries literally get taken care of after your first time. That being said, big reason we're putting these videos together is to at least give you a little bit of info to better prepare you to have that first experience. Because no matter what we explain to you, no matter what you see or research or all of the details, it's really just going to be getting you in for the first time and realizing it's so relaxing. It's really chill, and a lot of problems and concerns that you have just don't really exist. So you have your little robe, little branded monogravity robe. To be quite frank with you, we need to get new ones because these things are so small.
Your balls peek out the bottom if you have a long torso.
Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna say just if you're not a child.
Your
they
balls
don't fit
peek out the bottom.
But I mean, that also works. You hang up your little stuff behind here. This is basically your room for the entirety of your experience. So anybody who kind of crosses the threshold, I've never explained floating like this, or the hallways, but it's like once you come into the back hallway and you see all the rooms, the only people who ever come back here are the people who are actually floating, which so they're gonna be in their own rooms doing their thing. And then the other people would be our staff members. So another thing too is you can come in and close the door, you can lock it, but nobody's even coming in the back hallway. Well, the only people coming in the back hallway are people floating, so they're gonna be in their own rooms because privacy ends up being such a big deal for people, which I think is incredibly important. So when it comes down to it, this is your room, and when you come in to float for an hour or more, this is your space for that time period. Like, this is just how we do it. There's a bunch of other really cool people who run really, really good float centers or float studios, however you want to call them. And everybody does it a little bit differently, but the common things you're gonna see are a change area, a shower area, and then the actual float tank. We're just kind of giving you an idea of what you can expect when you go somewhere, or what you can expect when you actually come and visit us. But outside of that, we have like little headrests for people. It doesn't really keep your head out of the water, but what it does is gives you a nice, it's a cool little tool, kind of like a tactile, like what your neck should actually feel like when you're floating, so you can better relax it. But most people will even get in there and just not have any neck support whatsoever. Come this way. I almost fell. So you have your float tanks, your lobby, vanity area, everything's nice and smooth. Like, we wanted to make sure we had like nice big hallways. I still think is like, was it necessary? I think it was.
I think so.
The other option is, too bad. We'll do like a
Do
really
a full
bad,
studio tour.
crazy full tour one day.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll only use a little bit of this footage anyways, because we can just get crazy. But as you see, so now that we come back into the lobby, you can see how tall the ceilings are and how we kind of try to make it feel, just feel comfortable the minute you walk in, and everything feels big and wide and tall, just because, again, we don't have pods or tanks. I'm sure you can either clip in some images of what they look like, but depending what float studio you go to, they might have rooms and cabins. Some may have open pools. Some have like little tanks. They look like little coffins. That's for another video when we talk about what we're actually doing in the basement of our house before we opened up this space. And then there's also pods that are pretty common as well. And I mean, all of them, as long as people are dealing, like as long as the people running them keep them clean, they have the proper soundproofing for the room that they're in, and or they're also controlling the temperature and humidity and all these things that make a really good float. They're just really all the same. That being said, big reason that we put in float rooms is we just knew that claustrophobia, especially from running out of the house, we just knew claustrophobia was gonna be an issue. So we just went right to trying to buy the best stuff that we could to make it nice and easy. But yeah, I think that's pretty good for a little first time studio tour.